Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaefer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaefer. Happy Monday, guys. Oh my gosh, I have had a couple days off of social media and I am feeling so freaking good, so clear, so much better than I was feeling last week. Like, just being completely transparent with you guys, I don't know what was happening like energetically, but last week I was just in such a different space and I felt like I wasn't having as many ideas coming to me. My creativity felt a little bit low. I don't know if it was just where I was at like in my cycle or the month or the moon phase. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I'm feeling so much better today. And I'm just really, really grateful that I've actually chosen to take the time and space that I've actually needed for myself, for my business, from social media, all of the things. I want to give you guys a little update on kind of where I've been and what I've been up to. So honestly, I feel like during this time period, the thing that has helped me the most is number one, eliminating distractions, and number two, being out in nature. Like, I have spent so much time outside these last couple of days. This past weekend, I went for a walk on Friday and did a client call. Then on Saturday, I actually took a morning to completely disconnect and just have time and space out in the mountains at Red Rock. Red Rock is this beautiful area in Summerlin in Las Vegas, and the views there are just stunning. Everything there is just so gorgeous, and I feel like every single time that I'm out in nature, I'm really just reminded like why I am here and how connected I actually am with everything that's around me and just this universe as a whole, and it was just truly amazing. So I took the morning to go on this hike by myself. I felt so fucking good getting up to the top of the mountain. I was like, hell yeah, Savannah, like I did this by myself. I've never gone hiking alone because I've always kind of been scared to do that, to be honest. Like, I've always been scared that something will happen to me because I used to be obsessed with true crime. I used to watch so much true crime, and it literally it seeped into my freaking brain chemistry, I swear. If you're still listening to true crime, like, that's fine for you, but for me, like, it was so much for my brain. And I feel like after I had my daughter, I just literally could not listen to scary things anymore because it was starting to freak me out and just like give me a lot of paranoia. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but that's why I was scared to go on hikes by myself, because I've always heard really, really horrifying stories, but I was completely present on this hike. I was completely alone. There was really like a couple people on the trail, and majority of the time there was nobody in sight. So I just had so much time to just be in my body and be focused on something that is not related to business, is not related to anyone else but my own journey. And I really enjoyed that. So I went for a hike. I got to the top of the mountain. I felt so fucking good. And then I started hiking down, and it was like an hour to get up the mountain and then 20 minutes to get down. And I was just like cruising through there. It was so awesome. I felt so powerful and just excited and in such a great place. And actually on my way walking back to the car, I decided to find a rock that I felt called to. So I started just kind of like looking around, seeing if there was any rocks on the floor that I felt called to. And this might be super woo-woo for some of you guys, but like, this is just how I operate and this is how I live my life. I picked up this rock and I decided to put anything in this rock that I just no longer wanted to have with me. Everything that I wanted to let go of, I called out, I spoke out all of these different traits, all these different things that I just wanted to release and no longer have as a part of me. And I decided to infuse it into this little rock that I found. And then all of a sudden I just like counted down and I just told myself like, I release, I relax, and I let go. And then I threw this rock as far as I could. And then I just decided to like call in everything that I wanted during this season. I really just had a moment with like source, energy, God, whatever that you want to call it. I had a little moment. I just like spoke out all of my intentions and everything that I'm calling in during this season. And then I just was filled with gratitude and super happy and just super light and free. I went to my car and then I started meditating. I meditated for like 25, 30 minutes just in my car with the sunroof open and just had time for myself. I didn't have any cell phone service either, so it was just super nice to just be completely disconnected, unbothered, and just taking time for me. On my drive throughout the mountains, I literally was in the car like, this is exactly what I needed. Like, I just needed some time for myself, for me to not be in mom mode, for me to just be completely alone in the mountains, listening to my favorite music, like driving through. I just was so happy to be there, and I felt instantly recharged as soon as I did this hike, and it just was a great time. So I really do want to just recommend to like all of you guys that if you're feeling like you're a little bit disconnected or just not like yourself right now, go take some time to be out in nature and truly just disconnect. Like, I feel like we take so much time consuming other people's lives through social media. We're constantly listening to podcasts and audibles, and like we're just constantly feeding our brains with something. And I feel like recently I've just been in this season of just like, I want fucking peace. Like, I don't want to be constantly bombarded by these tips and these tricks and what this person is doing, what that person's doing to make the most success that they've ever had in their life. Like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be calm. I just want to be present. I just want to be in peace. I don't want to keep trying to like chase and claw my way to success. Like, I just want to simply fucking experience this life and be grateful throughout it and be fulfilled and be happy and loved and all of the things. So it was such a great weekend. I still have a couple more days that I'm going to take until I get back on social media. I honestly felt the itch to get back to social media like today, but I'm like, no, I want to just allow myself to just be in this. And I also, what was so cool too, is this weekend I ended up having a new one-on-one client come to me. I had so many of my clients reaching out to me. I had so many fulfilling moments, and I think that it really just showed me that like, I don't need to be on social media 24/7. Like, my work speaks for itself. My energy speaks louder than my words do, than my promotions do, than me sharing on social media does. Like, my energy is everything. And I think that when I take the time to actually get aligned with myself, I truly feel my best. I show up my best, and I'm not showing up out of obligation. So I'm just feeling really fucking good, really happy to be here, and so grateful to have you guys listening to this podcast. I've been getting so much love, so much appreciation for the podcast recently, and it just fulfills me so much. I can't believe that we're almost 1 year in this. Like, whew, it's crazy. Okay, now that we're like 7 minutes into this episode, let me get into the juice. This weekend, I realized that the reason that I am such a happy person is because of this one thing. And this one thing has literally changed my entire life. After years of personal development, after years of working on myself and listening to so many different podcasts and reading so many different books and audibles and all of the things, the one thing that has helped me the most is becoming unbothered. I am somebody who is very seldomly bothered by absolutely anything. Like, I do not allow external things to dictate the way that I feel as much as I can. Of course, I have my days, of course, I have my moments, but majority of the time, like, I remain very unbothered. I'm not someone who complains. Even when things are not going my way, I simply just know somehow everything is working out for me. And I just remain in this space of like gratitude and fulfillment and knowing that I don't know what's happening right now, but I do know that I'm meant to be in this exact spot. And if somebody just cut me off, if someone is taking way too long in line, if somebody is doing something that maybe I don't like, I choose to recenter myself and know that some way, somehow this is serving me. And I feel like when you get to this place of just being completely unbothered by the people around you, by the situations around you, by the experiences that you're going through, you really can just ground yourself into more gratitude and actually enjoy what you are doing so much more than constantly complaining about things. I feel like making this perspective shifts just makes you like unfuckwithable. Like, you truly are not bothered by absolutely anything, and anything can come your way, yet you still remain in happiness and peace, in fulfillment and excitement, whatever. Like, you just remain in a good spot. And I feel like I've really learned to just be very grounded no matter what is happening around me. And that is what supports me the absolute most. This weekend, Tyler had mentioned, this was like totally a joke, so don't take this personally or actually seriously, but he said that the one thing that he absolutely loves about me and that he also despises about me is how happy that I am. He was like talking to one of his friends. He was like, I could be having the worst day ever, and Savannah is just so fucking happy that I sit there and wonder, how the fuck is this girl so happy? And like, he was completely joking, but I really do think that it like shows that I just naturally kind of vibrate at this this really happy and just grateful fucking place. And it does really impact other people around me, especially Tyler. He's always just like, damn, like you really show me that I need to be much happier and much grateful of a person. And I really love that. Like I bring that out in a lot of people, even my siblings. My sister just texted me earlier today that she's just so grateful that she has me in her life because I show her that there's lessons from every single thing that she goes through and that she can remain to be grateful and grounded. And I just feel like that is something that I'm actually meant to impact people and show people, because I will say that at some points, like guys, I used to be such a fucking negative person. Like truly, I was raised in a family that like complaining was the conversation kind of always. And I feel like right now I'm really impacting my family and showing them that there's a new way to operate in life. But before this, like I was the negative person. I was the one that was constantly complaining. I was the one that was always picking a fight, that was arguing with people, that wanted to see drama, that like wanted to be involved in everything. Like I really was not the same person that I am today. I've done so much work on myself to get to this point where I actually can be completely unbothered and just be like, you know what? Somehow, I don't know how, but somehow this is serving me and I'm growing from this, and I've really shifted my perspective. So it does take a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of work to do this. But once you make this shift, I swear to God, everything in your life can get so much better. Everything can improve, and you can start to actually see all the lessons that are coming through all the situations that you're going through instead of being a victim to your circumstances. I feel like a lot of the time we are just constantly complaining about things. We're honestly amplifying situations just by constantly talking about them and drawing more negative energy towards whatever it was that happened to us, whether it was the person who cut us off, whether it was the person at work that like pissed us off, whatever. We're constantly amplifying those situations by number one, complaining about them, by being wrapped up in the negativity, by like allowing that story to just constantly spin in our heads. And then we go around and we talk to our family, to our friends, to everyone around us about what happened and what she said and what that person did to you. And then you remain a victim of your circumstances rather than being a victor, rather than just being like, you know what, like I don't care, I'm not gonna let that affect me because it has nothing to do with me. A lot of the times people are affecting us from their own fucking shit. Like, I don't know how else to explain this, but people will complain or they'll point things out or they're projecting about their own situation. They're putting that onto you so that it's less on them. And then you take it on and you make it your own situation. You make it your own problem. And then all of a sudden now their issues become your issues. And that is exactly where I'm saying like we need to draw the line and completely disconnect from other people's dramas, from even our own drama. Like let go of that shit. Every single time that I have memories like come to mind, I've recently had this come up a lot. I will just randomly recall memories of different things that I've either done or said, or that things have been done to me or said to me that bother me, that frustrate me, that I'm like, oh, I wish I would have handled that differently, or I wish that person didn't do that to me or whatever. And I've simply like allowed myself, I will close my eyes and I will allow myself to just look at that person in my mind and view that person with love and light, and imagine like a cord basically connecting me to that person. And I imagine myself cutting this cord between us so that we no longer have this energy that's connected to us where I am in animosity, where I'm not feeling my best, or where I'm mad or frustrated with them. I just simply allow myself to disconnect from that energy and instead view that person from love and light. And I do this the same way with like judgment. There are so many opportunities within our day, within our weeks, to sit there and judge someone. I personally came from a family where we kind of were like constantly kind of talking about people. Unfortunately, my family's gotten a lot better about this, but I do notice that I grew up in an environment where we were kind of always talking about people external to us and making judgments on the people external to us. And that is something that I've just naturally kind of done. And what I've realized is that every single time that I place judgment amongst someone else, I am separating myself from that person. And if we are all here and we are all connected and we are all examples of one another, and if we are all like actually on this planet to help and allow each other to grow, that disconnection there is not supportive whatsoever. So every single time that I notice myself judging someone amongst someone on social media, someone who I'm like, why the fuck would that person do that? Or I get frustrated, as often as I can, I sometimes don't notice this, but as often as I can, I try my best to see that person or that situation or that experience through the lens of love, because that is what's actually connecting us all. When you start to view all of these experiences or situations from the lens of love, you you take yourself away from that disconnection and you actually allow yourself to connect with that individual and know like they are one and the same. They probably have struggled with the exact same things that I've struggled with in some capacity. We've probably experienced similar situations and maybe I have chosen to go a different direction, but it doesn't mean that we haven't at the base had similar opportunities or experiences or negative emotions or moments or whatever. We've all experienced similar things. And so all of us have decided through our own evolution, through our own experiences, through our own journey of growth, we've decided to make certain decisions. But some people may be a few steps behind us and they haven't learned the lessons that we've learned. So for us to be continuously judging those people for them not learning the lessons at the same pace that we have, that's just, it's not connecting us. It's separating us from the individual. So if you can, when you start to get into that mindset of potentially like judging someone, it could be someone walking across you at a restaurant. It could be somebody that's like cutting you off while you're driving. Instead of judging that person and being like, fuck you, you're so fucking annoying or whatever, like instead of getting into that negative energy, that like anger or that frustration or whatever, instead, allow yourself to see them through the lens of love. Maybe instead of yelling at that person who cut you off, maybe you can say, oh my gosh, like, you know, maybe they really had to get to the place they were going. Maybe they were in a rush. Maybe they were late for something. Maybe they were about to go to the hospital because their sister's in labor. Like, you have no idea what people are going through. So continuously remain in this place of non-judgment as often as you can. Of course, we're humans. We're gonna have judgments. But if you can start to rewire this neural pathway to start viewing things as love and as light and not judgment, it will really change your perspective about the entire world around you. And a lot of the times, like the things that we are complaining about or getting frustrated about, they're not even in our control. And this is where like I really do not do this. Anything that is not in our control or anything that has already happened, choose as best as you can to let go of that. You do not need to ruminate on those things. You do not need to say, oh, I wish I would have done blah, 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 because it already happened. Like, of course you can feel that for a moment, but like, let it go. Stop ruminating on it. Stop saying to yourself, oh, I wish I would have, I wish I would have, I wish I would have. That didn't happen because it wasn't meant to happen. If you would have done it, you would have experienced whatever it was that you wish that you would have done, and you didn't. So allow that to be whatever that it is. Let it go and know that something better is always on its way to you. When you start to view things that way of this isn't happening to me, this is happening for me, that is when things start to shift in your life. One of the resources that has helped me the most with this entire topic is called The Untethered Soul. I started reading The Untethered Soul, and this has been so helpful of me actually like putting words to all of the things that I'm talking about. I definitely recommend this for anyone who is on like a spiritual journey or just a journey of evolution, a journey of personal development, whatever. I really do think that The Untethered Soul helps you so much. And then the second book to that is called Living Untethered. And I just feel like these books really helped me just like really ground into this principle of just letting things go and not allowing it to get so caught up in spider webs in my brain. And I think that a lot of people would benefit a ton from listening to that or reading it. So I personally read it. I like to read physical books just because it allows me to like really be present and like slow myself down and just read through things. So I thoroughly enjoy that, but I definitely would recommend that. And then also just like life experience. Life experience will teach you so much about all of these principles. And I think that for me, I really realized this like throughout so many different aspects of my life. But even an example as of recently, like on Saturday, so Saturday was the day that I actually went to go on this hike. It was like such a beautiful day. I had such a great time. And I finished my hike at like 11. I meditated for 30 minutes. By 11:30, I was about to leave. And on my way home, I got rerouted to go in this different direction. And this different direction actually made me pass this place that I've always got my oil changes from. And my oil change light was going off. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm right here. Why don't I just stop in and I'll just schedule for my appointment? And that was my only intention going in. But then when I got there, they told me, oh, it's only going to be like 20 to 30 minutes to do your oil change. So I was like, oh, you know what? I have a sitter for the next 2 hours. Why don't I just take advantage of this since I'm here, and I'll just like get it done, and then I'll go home, I'll shower, and then I can go pick up Aria, and like I can have the rest of the day to just enjoy whatever. So I get there and I'm sitting there and I'm like waiting for them to be done with my oil change. And then like 40 minutes go by and I'm kind of like, what is going on? Then an hour goes by. And this guy comes out and he's like, hi, I just want to let you know we had to go run to another store to go get this part that you needed for your oil change. So I'm sorry, but like you're probably not going to be out of here for like another 30 minutes. And I was like, oh man, okay. So I'm like sitting there and I'm literally like, I'm starting to get antsy. I can feel myself getting antsy. I can feel myself just like wanting to like tap on things, and like I'm looking all around like, where the fuck is this guy with my part? And like I can feel myself starting to get like annoyed and frustrated by the situation. And then once I noticed myself, I chose to not allow this to affect me. And I was like, you know what? As much as I would love to be at home, like showering right now or taking a bath before I pick up Aria, I'm going to choose to just be present. I'm going to choose to actually utilize my time and be smart. And I sent out messages to Tranquil Minds. I was like sending them so much love, giving them exercises, giving them journal prompts, helping my girls throughout the situations that they're going through right now in Tranquil Minds. And then I also like took time to go buy some supplements that I needed to do. Like I just sat there and I just actually utilized my time and made the most out of the situation. And I feel like the past version of me would have been so annoyed, so upset, so frustrated. Like, what the fuck? You told me that it was only going to be blah, blah, blah. I would have gone off. But like, I have just simply chosen to view these situations as like, you know what? Maybe I wasn't supposed to be driving right now. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be getting Aria a little bit earlier. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be going to take a shower right now. Like, I just simply choose to view these things as somehow, I'm not sure how, but somehow this is serving me. Maybe I was meant to have a conversation with the person next to me, which I did. Like maybe I was meant to, I don't know, interact with the guy who was fixing my car. Like whatever that it is, I'm just going to simply trust and surrender. Like, I don't know why I'm here longer, but I'm going to allow myself to just be here and make the absolute most of it and not see this as like a huge inconvenience and something that stressed me out and whatever. Those are the moments where you have to choose to let go. Those are the moments where you allow those moments to not stress you out, but to instead just serve you and do the best that you can with whatever situations that come your way. Another example of this is when I was 18 years old. I had been running my business for about a year at this point, and I was at a concert with my brother. My brother and I went to this thing called Day in Vegas. It's like a 3-day festival, and we were like seeing Post Malone. We were seeing all of our like favorite artists. And I remember being in the audience, and then Kyle and I were like having such a great time. We went to go leave, and as we were pulling out of a Day in Vegas, my brother like went to go speed around something, and somehow this car just came out and pulled right in front of us, and we ended up like T-boning this car. And I remember that this situation, it was almost like it was a couple months after I learned like what manifestation was, what the law of attraction was, and all these different things. I was in the passenger seat, my brother was in the driver's seat. We started driving, this car pulled in front of us. We ended up getting in this really bad accident. And it was a bad one. Like I remember being in pain. I remember sitting on the side of the road just waiting for our family to come and like pick us up. And I remember sitting on the curb and just feeling like, I don't know how, but this is going to serve me in some way, shape, or form. And it was, again, right when I had learned about like manifestation and law of attraction and all these things. And I choose every single time to not allow these shitty situations to be like, for me to be a victim in them. Instead, I choose to see this from a higher perspective and just know like somehow this is going to serve me. And I was in a lot of pain. I remember I had to get so many different chiropractor appointments scheduled. I had to do massage therapy. I had to do all these things, and it took away time from my work. Like so much was quote unquote disrupted from this accident that we were in. But a year later, in 2020, I ended up moving out of my parents' house. I ended up getting my own apartment. And after having my apartment for a couple months or so, I ended up finally getting this check from this car accident that we were in. And this check is what allowed me to, number one, invest into the stock market. I invested like $5,000 into the stock market, and now my $5,000 is at $10,000. So that's fucking cool. And then I also had money to actually like allow me to live on my own for a little bit. I remember during this point in time, my business was a little bit like lower and I wasn't making as much money. And the money that I had received from this car accident actually allowed me to live on my own for a few more months than I would have if I didn't get into that car accident. So that was just another way that the universe was supporting me, even though it was like a really shitty situation and I was in a lot of pain and it really sucked. It was super quote unquote inconvenient. It did serve me and it did support me, and the universe was looking out for me when I really did need that money the most. So I just choose as best I can to view every single situation that I'm in. As soon as I can, I try to view them from a state of somehow this is working out for me. And when I have continuously made these changes, it has made it so much easier throughout just the small things that happen on a day-to-day basis for me to view things in that way. Like for example, when my daughter spills something, when we're about to head out for the gym and now we're going to be late or whatever, instead of me getting frustrated and pissed off and yelling at her or whatever, I'm just like, I sit there and I tell her, we all make mistakes and it's okay. And if we're a little bit late to the gym, that's totally fine. Somehow this is serving us. Maybe we're supposed to have a conversation on our way into the gym with someone who really needs light and love today. And I'm going to be that person that puts a smile on their face. Maybe we need to pass in front of somebody so that they see Aria and they see how beautiful and cute she is and they smile. Like, who knows? I have no idea, but I'm going to choose to view things that way, because instead, if I choose to view every single thing as me being a victim to whatever the fuck is happening, I'm going to be constantly a victim. Like, I'll be constantly complaining about things. I'll be constantly talking about how nothing is going my way and everything is happening to me and whatever. And I'm choosing not to be that version of myself, because I deserve to be in happiness. I deserve to be in peace. I deserve to be in love and light and fulfillment. All of the things. I don't deserve to be in this constant state of victim mode and frustrated and pissed off at the fucking world. Like, that's a miserable way to live your life, honestly. Like, you're not going to be a happy person. I feel like the most unhealthy or unhappy people are the people who constantly complain and constantly see everything as happening to them. So choose today, from this moment forward, that the next time that you get into a situation that fucking bothers you, you're gonna choose to be unbothered, because being unbothered is the way to happiness. Being unbothered is what allows you to take your power back and decide to stand in happiness and fulfillment and joy and excitement and whatever. Being happy, just simply being happy. It's fucking great to be happy. It feels really good to be happy all the time because you're not bothered. Like, I guess there's really another way of putting it. Like, you're just happy, and being happy is fun. And after you listen to this podcast, you're probably going to be presented with situations that will bother you, just to see, are you learning? Are you actually implementing the things that you are feeding your brain, that you are putting literally into your ears? Are you learning from them? Or are you simply allowing them to go in one ear and out the other, and now you're going to go complain on the phone with your mom? Like, choose from this moment forward that you are going to be unbothered, that you're going to be present, that you're going to remain grateful, you're going to let go of any situations that are not serving you, and just choose to view things from a higher perspective, knowing that they are serving you. No matter what they are, no matter how challenging it is serving you. Okay, I hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you have any questions about this, or if you're in certain situations that you're like, Savannah, I have no idea how to view this from a place of gratitude or fulfillment or happiness, please send me a message. If you guys have situations that you guys want like advice on, or that you really want me to give my insight on, I would love to do that. Send me a message through Instagram, or text me if you have my number, email me. You can always get in touch with me. I love hearing your guys' takeaways, your perspectives, everything that you're doing differently. I had some feedback from the podcast that I launched last week, and it was so good. And I just love hearing from you guys and what you're actually implementing and choosing to take forward in your days, in your weeks from the podcast, and what you guys are learning here. So thank you so much for being here. I'm very grateful for you, and I appreciate you so fucking much. Please choose to love yourself and be a happier version of you today. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.